If you're zero, you stay at zero. We don't go below zero. But just to say that it's not just looking hard and fast at income and age, and beyond that, the NHG has different enablers that seek to bridge the gap where affordability is concerned.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds really good to me. But how much would I say I'm the minimum wage? How much would I qualify for though? As in, would I be considered for the 6.5?
It's hard to tell. As I say, it's a sign, it's a formula. That looks.
I was just trying to,
it's hard to pull something off my head. But here's one. I think using a kind of rough estimate where age and minimum wage is concerned, I think most of those contributors would probably fall around about 3 million, give or take.
3 million.
Give or take.
Well, you can't hold it to that. Just give me a, yeah.
Based on the specific income and based on the age, that may be later. Which is why now you find our home grant becomes very important. 3 million. You're now able to get a home grant of 2.5 million.
Okay.
You've reached now 5.5 million available to you, and you're getting all of that at a big fat 0% interest rate. So I know sometimes persons will stay back and say, based on my age, NHD can't help me. Based on my income, NHD can't help me. I'm a poor man. No. Come in, sit down, have a conversation with somebody, work it out, use our mortgage calculator, and you will find that your affordability is greater
than you might think. Yeah.
Yes.
And my thing is, don't think, do. So when you're sitting there thinking about the NHD, just get up, go there, and get it done. Just do something. That's the number one thing.
And it requires a plan. It requires a plan, Andre.
Yeah.
I know sometimes a lot of persons think that, I'm just going to walk into NHD, I'm going to tell the person at the front desk that I want a house, and I'm going to walk out with either a loan or I'm going to walk out with a set of keys. It doesn't quite work like that. It's a mortgage, it's a big decision you're making, and it has many moving parts that involves other agencies, other professional services, etc. So sit down, talk to somebody, have a plan. Just have a plan. It's not buying food. It's not buying car where you just walk on the mart and you say, I want that one. And you walk off, and in 2 weeks' time, there is a car in your driveway or that kind of thing. It requires planning. It requires financial planning, and it requires estate and wealth management planning as well. Because perhaps having identified the type of unit that you want to live in and the location that you want to live in, you're probably not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably realize you need to do some savings that's going to help you to get there. Or perhaps, my idea of where I wanted to live, when I really look at the price, that's above my obviously. So I have to go back, having done my affordability check with something more realistic to say. Can't live in Norbrook, I can't live in Cherry Gardens, I would love to. But based on my income, where can I live now? And I stress no, because many times persons think I just buy a house and that's it. I buy a one house and that's it. No, buy one, go back to the drawing board, start save again, sell that first one if you want to sell it and move to something bigger. Or keep the first one as investment income and buy a second one. But it requires, as I mentioned, planning. And it's only planning that will enable you to do that kind of that kind of make housing work for you.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I do for people, right? Somebody will, and I did it even on Saturday. Somebody came to me and they're like, okay, I'm going to the NHT and I'm going to be getting 6.5s, and I'm partnering with somebody, so I'm getting another 6.5, so that's what 13, right? So 2 6 is 12 and plus the 0.5, 13. And they say, okay, I want you to design a 3-bedroom house for me. I want a sitting room, I want a sunroom, I want a half bath. So I say, how much do you think? How much area of house are you thinking about? And I sit down with them and I say, all right, you're looking at approximately 2,000 square feet based on what you're saying. And then I say, all right, let's say we are building at minimum, say $8,000 a square feet, minimum. No, you're looking at a figure that is really high. All right, let's look at the highest, $10,000 per square feet, right? And we say, okay, you're looking at, say, 20 something million dollars. The NHT is not going to give you 20 something million dollars. So what I always try to tell people is stop trying to set your budget so high or your expectations so high when your budget is not really there yet. And sometimes that shock helps them to really pull back and say, okay, maybe NHT, what the NHT is really doing is giving me a start and not necessarily giving me the dream house. Because I think that's what some people are thinking. They're thinking that NHT is giving them the dream house, so them try to build everything one time. So I would think that. Am I correct in saying so? NHT is giving you a start.
I would love if everybody saw it that way, that it is a start. The reality though is that based on age and based on income, sometimes for individuals it is just that's it. That's the best they'll be able to do. Which is why I said planning comes in it's all about planning, and the sooner you start, better. The sooner you start. It's intergenerational wealth too, Andre. So perhaps the 6.5 is my start and probably my end. But it's something for me to pass on to my son. It's something for me to pass on to my daughter. They are not starting from zero. They'll be starting and be able to build on either the equity in that first I have, or and they can turn it into a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom. So planning, it's all about that.
Okay. Well, that's so true. Generational wealth is what we really want at the end of the day. But all right, so the next question was yes. Can I really use the NHT grant to build on family land? Because that's a big problem for me,
A big problem also.
Well, I don't like building on family land, period. But I want you to answer.
if can I get a grant from
this is what yes, you can use your NHT loan to build on any land that has a registered title for it. Title doesn't have to be in your name. Could be in your father's name, your grandfather's name, whoever's name. That title holder, however, must be able to put in writing that it's my land and I'm giving Andre permission to build on it. Or it's my land and I'm giving Dwayne permission to build on it. So the title doesn't have to be in your name specifically. What we're really looking for is that title, that piece of land that you want to build on is a registered land. And right, and if it's not in your name, that you have permission to build on it. Because we don't want you to start and you reach 2-bedroom and then somebody said, but who did tell you could have built on the land?
Exactly.
Or on your land? What does the NHG do in that case, having already issued a loan? We can't ask you to repay now on something that you're not even going to benefit from. So we stress that upfront, that there must be a registered title for it, and if it's not in your name, then there must be expressed written permission for you to go ahead and do that construction. And that's a challenge in Jamaica, because we realize that there's a lot of intergenerational land being passed down generations to generations. I heard one of my coworkers said it yesterday and I laughed. She said, nobody really knows the title for it. Nobody knows where the title is. There's no title for it. They just know that it started at the banana tree and it stopped at the mango tree over there. So
point finger, them call it.
and that's the oral history of the land that has been handed down. There's never been an evaluation of it. There's never been a survey done of it. So nobody really knows where the boundaries are. And And the NHD actually has facilities in place to help sort out that kind of titling problem that Jamaicans have, because not everybody would be able to go to the market, point at something, and buy something. And land is not infinite.
Yeah.
So if we keep avoiding the registration and the proper titling of land and start looking at lands that we have titles for and etc., it means then other parcels of land just remain access loans to deal with the titling part of it. And then when you've done that and you're ready for construction, then we give you a mortgage to assist you.
Oh, okay.
So in essence, the NHD can help you to get the title for the land. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
She can provide the financing.
Oh,
The matter of titling is done through the titles office, of course. But the NHD can provide the financing for you to go to the titles office and have the title properly, having the land rather properly registered and having a title for it. And a title is a big deal, It's not just about to build a house, it's being able to secure financing for a myriad of other things, whether it's taking loans to send your children back to school, send yourself back to school. Having your name on a title is as good as money.
Yeah. Because I know that it's Eland. If it is that you have properties that are not registered, then you can go to Eland and speak to them, and they will help you along that process. Of course, that's where you would then end up at the NHT, for them to help you with something to really sort that process out.
We have a special relationship with Geoland and NLA, that once individuals come in, their ultimate goal is for home ownership.
Yeah.
And they're helping them with the process. As I say, we will provide the financing. And once we even know that the transaction has reached a particular stage where, the headache gone out of it already, and it's just a matter now of stamping and approving. Once the transaction has advanced to a particular stage, the NHD is willing to start that process with you.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, that sounds good, because I actually have been trying to sort out one for my mom, because she have a point, them love point finger. I don't know where them get that from, but them have a nice size, but it's just pure point finger. So I have been actually in the process for some time now. So, it's something that people should really look at. So, all right. So, can I really purchase land from NHD? Like, if you have service lots, can I buy service lots from you guys?
Yes, individuals can buy service lots from us, and actually it's your same 6.5 million that we break out. Actually, when it comes to NHT properties, we actually have 100% financing. So once your salary up to a maximum of $15 million. So once your salary says you can undertake this this mortgage, whether it is 2 million, 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 15 million, NHT will provide the financing. So where our service lot can use up to 2.5 million to purchase the land, and you have the remaining 4 million to do construction. In fact, if you're buying that piece of land in an NHT development which has other units, say 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom units, the NHT will fund your construction costs to match the cost of the 2-bedroom in that development. So say let's make up a scheme. Let's call it Park Boulevard, Park Plains, and the NHT has service lots in that development for 3 million, and it also has 2-bedroom units in there for 12 million. You can get the 3 million from the NHT to purchase the land, and you can also get Remember I said the 2-bedroom costs 12 million?
Yeah.
You can get up to a maximum of 9 million actually to do construction. That is, of course, all subject to affordability. So again, your salary has
really
to
afford it.
That you're able to do that. But you don't have to look at it as a one individual thing either. NHD allows 2 individuals to co-apply. So 2 individuals can co-apply and access $13 million. In addition, the NHD has facilities where parents are already homeowners and don't plan to come to the NHD. And those parents can pass on their benefit to their child as well.
No, but if I all right, say I have a friend and he wants to give me his benefit, does his name have to be on it?
That would be an arrangement between you and your friend, and you can always sort out from a legal standpoint how the title goes. But once that individual is a qualified NHD contributor, their contributions are up to date, they've met the 1-year requirements, they can access their benefit, and you can always negotiate that, I'm the one paying the mortgage really. You're just really giving me your benefit. I'm the one paying the mortgage. And that individual, with the help of their attorney, can always to the property, and that is just a matter of passing on the benefit to you.
Oh, okay. And so in essence, yes, you can, and no, they don't have to have their name on the title once there's an agreement in place.
Seek the advice of an attorney where that is don't want to let an attorney help you with that, because you don't want you to change your mind down the road and you say NHD did tell me stay. No,
that's true.
Always get the help of an attorney when you're doing those kinds of
arrangements
and transactions and agreements. Yes.
Wow. All right. So for the closing costs, how much is the closing cost, or what? The closing cost, the lawyer fee, because I know that I have to save a little money before me come to NHD, so in the bank. So how much is that really? If I'm getting the 6.6, how much should I be saving towards that lawyer fee and the closing costs?
I generally tell persons save around 15% of the cost of what you're buying. And here's how the 15% works. Most times the vendor requires 10% in terms of a deposit. And the other 5% goes towards the different fees. Legal fees, surveyor's ID, valuation report, stamp duty, transfer tax, those kind of things. And I must say though, those fees have slashed significantly in recent times. So they're not as burdensome as they used to be. But beyond that though, we understand at the NHD that individuals will probably find the financing either through NHD or through NHD and another mortgage institution, but they may not be able to find those fees upfront sometimes. So we have a special facility in place to assist with that. It's called our contribution refunds towards deposit. So an individual pays their NHD contributions. NHD keeps it for 7 years and it becomes refundable in the 8th year. So in the year 2020, we're refunding contributions made in 2012. However, if you're purchasing a home today, the NHD will make 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 available to you, even though they're not yet due for a refund. We make them available to you to offset those costs that we talk about. So they can assist with the legal fees, the professional fees, the services of professional services fees, and deposit any of those fees that's associated with the purchase. So once your NHD refunds are there, once we can account for them, we see them, it's our account, even though they're not yet due for a refund. Because you're buying a house, we make them available to you. And that's pretty much to help offset the costs associated with the purchase. There's just one condition, of course, that when we're refunding 2013, of course, you can't apply for 2013 because you got it already.
Yeah. But I mean, there's no excuse then, really.
So still come and apply, Andre. So I have to make the point. You know, even though they get the 30, they still come and apply.
Yeah.
But you're right. There's no excuse. I mean, individual circumstances will differ, and people will find themselves at different positions based on wherever they are. This is why I say start with a conversation, because as best as possible, we have a myriad of products, we have a myriad of services that we use to try and ensure that as many Jamaicans as possible become homeowners. And I know sometimes people probably came to NHD 5 years ago, 10 years ago and said, you know, I had checked it out and them they tell me say 3 million me they qualify for at that time, and me not go back. No, NHD's loan limits have changed. Chances are your circumstances have changed. You're probably earning more as well, or interest rates have changed. I mean, I started at the NHD 7 years ago. NHD today
is not the same.
It's a very different NHD from 7 years ago. And I made the point that the organization is constantly reviewing its policies, constantly reviewing our products as well, to keep to make them realistic and to keep them in line with current developments in the market. So you have to keep abreast of what the NHD is doing as well, to ensure that you don't turn your back unknowingly on a whole opportunity.
That's true.
And for those that are not and we're actually coming up really close to the time that they have given us on Zoom, but I wanted to squeeze in a last one. Do you have a resource center that anybody can call or come in and they know that at the end of the day, and I want you to give me that number, at the end of the day I got the information that I need, and as a matter of fact, I can just get up and go down there right now. Is there such a thing in place?
It is a high emphasis on customer service at NHD. We have a customer satisfaction rate of, probably last check, it was probably 93% or thereabouts. So we take customer satisfaction seriously. I must put a rider though, since COVID, it's a different dynamic. It's a different dynamic. Not as smooth and as pristine as it used to be, and we're all adjusting. We are adjusting here as well as you are adjusting at home. So the service delivery may not be as smooth and as 100% crystal clear as we know it should be, but we continue to work on that. You can always contact our customer care center. The toll-free number is 1888, call NHD. You can call us directly at 876-929-6500. You can also send us an email, weecare@nhd.gov.jm. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. As I said, there may be some delay, there may be some wait time in getting to us because most of our services have to move online. So the processing times are,
different now.
A little bit longer than usual right now. But reach out to us on any of those platforms. We prefer if you do that. Don't come to us. COVID is still real.
No, I was down there yesterday, and I'm telling you, man, the line outside, because everybody is at like 6 feet apart, the line outside was long. It's not really long, but because of that 6 feet, it's crazy. So it's best if you do that. Yeah, and they're really strict. I can tell you, NHD is really strict on the protocols, because I never get to go inside. I never get to go inside because the person had to come outside to me and then talk to me and then I leave. So trust me, just use up those numbers, and as a last resort, then you set an appointment and NHD will accommodate you. And I must say myself that the customer service down at NHD is really good, because I've been there multiple times. I've been to people down there to get information for some of my clients, whether they're in Jamaica or or overseas. And the customer service is always good. So I must commend you guys on that. So
I'll pass it on to the team.
So I guess what they call it, Zoom is trying to kick us off now. So I want to say thank you for
having taken the time out to come and really speak to us. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of those living overseas who are looking to come back, and for those that are in Jamaica and who are going to watch this video and reach out to the NHT to actually start the process. All right, so I want to say thank you for that.
Information is key. So opportunities like these to share what the NHT is doing that can help individuals make more informed and better decisions.